on? Right, we're live? Good. Okay, it is Thanksgiving Day, and in the kitchen we are actually in the midst of cooking Thanksgiving dinner, so we will join this program in progress. According to the Thanksgiving book by Lucille Penner, harvest time was cause for celebration long before anyone from Europe came to the New World. A good crop in the fall meant survival through a hard winter, and if that ain't a good reason to party, I sure can't think of a better one. And it was just such a celebration that was held by a group of settlers in New England you may have heard of, called the Pilgrims. They sailed to America in 1620 aboard a ship called the Mayflower and founded a settlement at a place called Plymouth. Nearly half of them died the first winter. Then, in spring 1621, they met an Indian named Squanto. Squanto spoke English. Squanto taught them how to plant and how to hunt. And when the plentiful harvest was in, the Pilgrims asked Squanto to send a message to Chief Massasoit inviting him to a feast, since Squanto had also helped them forge a treaty of mutual protection that would last for more than half a century. Massasoit showed up with 90 braves, and the feast lasted a whole week. It was the first Thanksgiving. Many attempts have been made over the years to establish a permanent Thanksgiving celebration. American President George Washington tried to establish a day in early December as Thanksgiving to celebrate victories in the Revolutionary War. But it was actually Abraham Lincoln who, in 1863, established Thanksgiving as a national holiday to be celebrated on the fourth Thursday of each November. And I'm sure you'll see lots of Washingtons and Lincolns pass by on the day after Thanksgiving, which has become known as Black Friday. But I digress. Now let's go check on dinner. I'm making traditional Thanksgiving fare, although nobody really knows if turkey was on the menu at that first Thanksgiving. But something that was is something of a shock. It was popcorn. The Indians brought it, and the Pilgrims were thrilled, even though the first movie wouldn't be shown for another 300 years. There we go.
Yeah, okay, so
we got a turkey in the oven here. There we go. Roasted turkey, all right? Based with a stick of butter, blended with garlic and lemon juice, baked breast down, 400 degrees for the first half hour, 350 for the next 2 hours, an hour to an hour and a half finish at 225 degrees. There we go, huh?
I've now raised my credit score by 14.
And we have a pumpkin pie in the fridge. Pumpkin pie. That's 2 cups of pumpkin, 2 eggs, half a cup of sugar, brown sugar is the best, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of cloves, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. Pour a well-blended mixture into 2 9-inch pie shells and bake for 15 minutes at 450, 45 minutes at 350.
Yay. Yep. By getting that...
Davy's secret ingredient stuffing on the table.
Davy's totally bitchin' secret ingredient Thanksgiving stuffing. Now what you'll need is a half a pound of pork sausage, a tablespoon of melted butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a half cup of chopped celery, a half cup of chopped onion, 2 teaspoons of sage, a teaspoon of rosemary, a teaspoon of thyme, 1 delicious apple, a half cup of water, 3/4 cup of chicken or turkey stock, 2 packages of Texas toast, and a handful of dried cranberries. Now all you gotta do is just cook the sausage and onions, add the spices and celery, stir for about 2 minutes, pour over the Texas toast, drizzle with the stock, butter, and oil, and then spoon into the turkey. Meanwhile, Kevin's trying to mess with the windows. Brian's doing whatever Brian does on the computer. And we're just about to watch Twilight Zone as soon as Rose gets out. Yes.
I'll be right there.
Okay. Everybody's leaving. Okay. So that's our cue. We're actually watching the Twilight Zone as a marathon, just like in the old days of Thanksgiving. Yay.
As odd as it may seem, to offer viewers an alternative to a day worth of football games, a Los Angeles television station, KTLA Channel 5, began offering an all-day Twilight Zone marathon on Thanksgiving Day way back in 1980. I can still remember the promotions for it. Thanksgiving checklist. Baste the turkey? Check. Bake the pies? Check. Enter another dimension. Believe it or not, this became a Thanksgiving tradition throughout the 80s. In fact, Thanksgiving wouldn't be Thanksgiving without Rod Serling's iconic sci-fi horror anthology. How could you possibly stuff a turkey and not watch endless episodes like Little Girl Lost, in which a little girl falls through an interdimensional portal that appears in her bedroom? Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, in which William Shatner sees a monster on the wing of his plane, and the raw paranoia of the monsters that do on Maple Street and its companion, Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? All right, now what? For those of you living in Los Angeles, the Twilight Zone Marathon is back on KTLA this Thanksgiving. Personally, I have Netflix, which offers all 5 seasons, so it's just as good. One way or the other, a Twilight Zone marathon is highly recommended. Even though its lifespan was from the late 50s to the early 60s, and the entire series is in glorious black and white, this is one of those shows that wouldn't die. It spawned a feature film, 2 clone television shows, an ongoing radio show, and even a major theme park ride. Ha! That's called the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and it's over at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Hollywood, 1939. Amid the glitz and the glitter of a bustling young movie town at the height of its golden age, the Hollywood Tower Hotel was a star in its own right, a beacon for the show business elite. Now, something is about to happen that will change all that. Like the one we have just witnessed. Tonight's story in the Twilight Zone is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator, still in operation, waiting for you. We invite you, if you dare, to step aboard, because in tonight's episode, you are the star, and this elevator travels directly to the Twilight Zone.
The 13-story straight-down plunge aboard an elevator car practically puts you into the Twilight Zone, although Brian and I, over there in the corner, can't seem to figure which way we're going.
Okay, so while the turkey cooks, the Twilight Zone Marathon continues, only in a somewhat smaller venue.
Crazy feeling I can't shake yet. Can't feel a tailwind, but I feel something.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the potatoes are being mashed, and the peppers are cooking. There's the turkey. Yeah.
Everybody's just standing here.
Nothing's gone.
Oh my goodness. Nobody's had it yet except for us, and it's already popular. Well, there's more over here. Want me to fill the dish back up?
We just replace it. Put this over there and that over here.
Okay. Aha! A true sauce man. Good for you, dude.
Having a difficult time at getting it.
Look at the consistency. Is that just perfect?
That
huh?
is really
Yeah. Yeah. And the final touch. Yeah, is that good? As the last wanderer of Mars, I'd like to take this opportunity to offer my personal thanks to all of you, particularly my subscribers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for allowing me to entertain you. Thanks to YouTube for allowing the channel on. Thanks to everybody out there. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.